Life is full of challenges, and sometimes it feels like the world is against you. You wake up tired, stressed, or overwhelmed, and it's easy to lose hope. But strength is not about avoiding hardship. It's about how you respond when life gets tough. Every setback, every struggle, every hard day is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. In this video, you will discover practical strategies to stay strong when life feels heavy. You will learn how to control what you can, build daily habits that ground you, strengthen your mind, surround yourself with support, and take consistent action even when it's hard. These are the real tools that people use to endure, overcome, and rise above life's toughest moments. If you are ready to stop feeling overwhelmed and start building real, lasting strength, this video will guide you step by step. Stay with me, absorb the lessons, and take action, because your strength begins with what you choose to do today. Chapter 1. Focus on what you can control every day. When life gets hard, most people feel like they are drowning in problems. The weight feels too heavy, the pressure feels endless, and it almost seems like nothing is in their hands anymore. That's when people often break down, lose their strength, and give up on themselves. But the truth is, the secret to staying strong in those moments isn't about controlling everything. It's about focusing on what you can control every single day. Think about it. So much of what causes stress comes from things outside your power. You can't control how others act. You can't control what happened yesterday. You can't control every twist life throws at you. But you can control your response. You can control how you start your day, how you treat your body, what thoughts you allow to stay in your mind, and what actions you take. That's where real strength begins, choosing to take charge of what's yours, instead of wasting energy on what isn't. Picture this. You wake up in the morning, and your mind immediately runs to problems you can't fix overnight: debts, arguments, disappointments, failures. If you let those thoughts dominate your day, you'll carry the weight of things you cannot change. That's when life feels unbearable. But if you stop yourself and shift focus to what you can do right now, maybe it's making a healthy breakfast, maybe it's showing up to work on time, maybe it's sending one email that moves you closer to a goal, you start to feel grounded. You begin to see that even in chaos, you are not powerless. Focusing on what you can control every day gives you strength because it brings clarity. Without clarity, you live scattered, always reaching for things out of reach. With clarity, you can say, "This is mine to handle," and that is not. You're no longer a prisoner to circumstances. You're someone who makes choices, even in hard times. So how do you practice this daily? First, by identifying what you truly control. You control your attitude. You control how you treat others. You control what you put into your body and mind. You control whether you show up for your responsibilities. You control your effort, your habits, your discipline. Everything else, other people's words, other people's decisions, the past, the economy, the weather, those are not in your hands. Once you understand that, you can stop fighting battles that were never yours to fight. Every morning, ask yourself a simple question: what is one thing I can do today that is within my control? This one question can save you from feeling overwhelmed. For example, maybe you're facing financial struggles. You can't erase all your debts in one day, but you can control how you spend your money today. You can make the decision to save instead of waste. That one choice matters. Or maybe you're going through heartbreak. You can't control how someone feels about you, but you can control how you care for yourself, how you spend your time, and who you allow in your space. Those daily choices make you stronger. When life gets hard, It's easy to look far into the future and feel discouraged. You see the mountain ahead and think you'll never reach the top. But focusing on what you can control keeps your attention on the step in front of you, not the mountain. And the truth is, strength is built step by step, not by worrying about the finish line. Some people lose themselves in comparing their situation to others. They see what someone else has and feel weak because they don't. That's another area you cannot control. You can't control another person's blessings or journey. But you can control how much time you spend scrolling on a screen, comparing your life. You can control how much time you invest in building your own. That's where your power is. It's not just about actions, though. It's about mindset. Your thoughts shape how strong you feel in tough times. If you keep feeding your mind with negativity, blaming everyone and everything around you, you're giving away your strength. But if you choose to focus on thoughts that build you, thoughts of progress, resilience, gratitude, you'll notice that you feel stronger even when life hasn't changed yet. Because strength isn't only about the outside world, it's about how you hold yourself on the inside. There will be days when your emotions feel out of control. Pain, anger, sadness, they hit hard, and yes, you cannot control what emotions come up, but you can control how you respond to them. You can choose whether to sit with them in a destructive way or to use them as fuel to push forward. For example, anger can eat you alive, or it can push you to finally make a change. The decision is yours. That's the power you carry every single day. Here's the truth. Focusing on what you can control doesn't mean life becomes easy. It means you become stronger. Life might still be heavy, but now you know which part of the load belongs to you and which part doesn't. That's how you survive hard seasons without losing yourself. Start small. If today feels unbearable, don't try to fix everything. Just pick one area of your life you can control. Maybe it's your health. Drink water, move your body, sleep well. Maybe it's your focus. Spend less time complaining and more time learning. Maybe it's your habits. Cut one bad habit and replace it with one good one. These small actions create strength because they remind you that you're not helpless. Every evening, reflect on your day and ask yourself, did I take control of what I could today? If the answer is yes, you'll sleep with a sense of strength, even if the bigger problems aren't solved yet. Because strength doesn't come from fixing everything at once. It comes from winning the small battles within your reach. The secret to staying strong when life gets hard isn't some hidden formula. It's not waiting for luck or for the perfect timing. It's about showing up every single day, controlling what you can, and letting go of what you can't. That's how you protect your energy, your peace, and your resilience. If you hold on to this principle, life will still challenge you, but you'll no longer feel broken by it. You'll know that even in your darkest moments, there are still things in your hands. And as long as something is in your hands, you have power. And when you act on that power consistently, day after day, you build the strength to rise above anything life throws your way. Chapter 2. Build a daily routine that keeps you grounded. When life gets hard, your mind feels like it's running in circles. You wake up already heavy, your thoughts pulling you in 1,000 directions. Some days you don't even feel like moving, because everything feels messy and uncertain. In those moments, one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself is build a daily routine that keeps you grounded. Why does a routine matter so much? Because when life feels unstable, a routine gives you structure. It gives you a foundation to stand on when everything else feels shaky. It doesn't solve every problem, but it gives you stability. It's like giving your mind and body something to hold on to every single day, so you don't drift too far into stress and confusion. Without a routine, your days get hijacked by emotions and distractions. You wake up late, check your phone, get caught in other people's lives, and before you know it, the day is gone, and nothing meaningful has been done. That cycle only makes life feel harder. But with a daily routine, you take charge of your time. You decide what matters. You create consistency, and consistency creates strength. So how do you build a routine that truly keeps you grounded? The first step is to design mornings that set the tone. Mornings matter more than people think. The way you start your day shapes the rest of it. If you wake up rushing, skipping food, and scrolling endlessly, you're setting yourself up for anxiety and fatigue. But if you wake up with intention, even doing just a few simple things, you'll notice that you carry more energy, more calmness, and more focus throughout the day. A strong morning routine doesn't need to be complicated. It can start with waking up at a set time, drinking water, stretching your body, and taking a few quiet minutes to clear your thoughts. It can be as simple as writing down 3 priorities for the day. These small habits are not about perfection, they're about grounding yourself. Because when you start your morning with control, you set the tone for the rest of your day, no matter how difficult life is. The second part of building a daily routine is deciding on anchor points throughout the day. Anchor points are habits or actions that keep you steady, no matter what happens. For example, taking time for a proper meal instead of skipping food when you're stressed, or going for a walk in the afternoon to clear your head, or having a consistent bedtime so your body actually gets the rest it needs. These anchors create stability, and stability builds strength. Think about your current day. Do you drift from one thing to another without direction, or do you have certain actions that give your day rhythm? People who stay strong in hard times usually have routines that carry them, even when they don't feel like moving. They don't wait for motivation, they rely on structure. Another important part of your routine should be personal time that recharges you. Hard seasons drain your energy fast. If you don't take time to recharge, you'll burn out. For some, recharging might mean reading, praying, journaling, or simply sitting in silence for 10 minutes. For others, it might be exercising, talking to a supportive friend, or practicing a skill. Whatever it is, put it in your routine and protect it. Because if you only react to problems all day, you'll never refill your strength. A strong routine also includes cutting out time wasters. Life feels harder when you waste your hours on things that don't matter. Scrolling endlessly, watching mindless content, gossiping, these habits might distract you for a moment, but they leave you empty afterward. Replace them with habits that give back to you. Even something as small as reading 10 pages of a good book or planning your next steps for tomorrow can shift your mindset. Building a daily routine doesn't mean every day will be perfect. Some days you'll feel tired. Some days life will hit you with problems you didn't see coming. That's normal. But a routine keeps you moving, even when emotions are low. For example, if exercise is part of your routine, you may not feel like doing it, but once you start moving, you regain energy. If writing goals is part of your routine, you may feel hopeless, but when you write them, you remind yourself that your life still has direction. This is why routine matters. It keeps you grounded when your emotions want to pull you away. You might wonder, what if I don't have time for a routine? The truth is, you do. It doesn't have to be hours long. It can be small habits placed consistently throughout your day. Wake up at a set time, drink water first thing, take 15 minutes to plan. Spend 20 minutes moving your body. Write down what you're grateful for at night. These simple things don't take much time, but they completely change how you feel and function. The biggest mistake people make is thinking routines are boring. They think living freely without structure is better. But freedom without structure often turns into chaos. A routine doesn't trap you, it frees you. Because once you build stability in the basics, you have more energy, more clarity, and more strength to face the unpredictable parts of life. Here's a practical way to start. Write down your day as it usually goes. Then circle the parts that drain you and underline the parts that help you. You'll quickly see what's missing. Maybe you notice that you spend too much time on your phone in the morning. Replace that with a healthier habit like journaling, exercising, or making a good breakfast. Maybe you notice you go to bed too late. Build a wind-down routine. Turn off devices earlier, read something calming, and give your body a consistent sleep schedule. These small adjustments add up to big changes in how grounded you feel. The goal isn't to have the perfect routine. The goal is to build one that supports your strength. It should keep you steady when life is heavy. It should remind you that you still have control over your day. Because when you know what your next step is, you don't feel lost, even when life is difficult. Imagine this. Every morning you wake up at the same time. You drink water, stretch, breathe deeply. You set 3 goals. You go through your day with focus, taking time for meals, moving your body, recharging when needed. You avoid time wasters, and you end the day by reflecting on what you accomplished. Imagine repeating this daily. How much stronger would you feel after 1 week? After 1 month? After 1 year? That's the power of a daily routine. Life will always bring challenges you can't control. But your routine is one thing you can control. It's your foundation, your structure, your safety net. When everything else feels uncertain, your routine reminds you that you still have power over your day. And when you feel that power daily, you grow stronger than the problems around you. So build a daily routine that keeps you grounded. Protect your mornings. Anchor your day with habits that steady you. Recharge your energy. Cut out time wasters. Reflect every evening. Do this not just once, but every day. Because the strength you need in hard times isn't built by waiting for life to get easier. It's built by showing up for yourself consistently, through the structure of a routine that holds you up when the world feels heavy. That is how you stay strong. That is how you remain grounded. And that is how you move forward, even when life is at its hardest. Chapter 3. Strengthen your mind with positive daily thoughts. When life gets hard, your mind becomes your biggest battlefield. What you think every day either builds you up or tears you down. Your thoughts can keep you stuck in pain, or they can give you the strength to push forward. That's why strengthening your mind with positive daily thoughts isn't just an idea, it's a necessity. Think about how much time you spend with your own thoughts. From the moment you wake up until you fall asleep, your mind is constantly talking. It tells you what you can do, what you can't do, whether you are strong or whether you are weak. If most of those thoughts are negative, your life will feel heavy no matter what you do. But if you take control and feed your mind with positive daily thoughts, you create a foundation of strength that helps you stand tall in hard times. Positive thoughts are not about pretending problems don't exist. They are about giving yourself the mental energy to deal with those problems. Negative thinking drains you before you even begin. Positive thinking gives you courage, hope, and resilience. It shifts your focus from what you've lost to what you can build, from what hurts to what still matters. So how do you strengthen your mind every day with positive thoughts? The first step is awareness. You need to notice the words you say to yourself. Many people don't realize how harsh their inner voice is. They wake up already telling themselves, "I can't do this, I'm not good enough. My life will never change." These thoughts become their reality because the mind believes what it hears repeatedly. If you want to stay strong, you must interrupt that pattern. When a negative thought comes in, don't just accept it as truth. Question it. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me or is it hurting me? If it's hurting you, replace it with a thought that gives you strength. For example, instead of "I can't handle this," replace it with "I will take it one step at a time." That one change may sound small, but it changes how you feel and how you act. The second step is building a daily habit of feeding your mind with positive input. What you read, what you watch, what you listen to, it all shapes your thoughts. If you spend your time on negativity, gossip and drama, your mind will reflect that. But if you spend time listening to encouraging messages, reading uplifting books, and surrounding yourself with people who inspire you, your mind will naturally become stronger. You can't expect to think positively if you only feed your mind negativity. Just like the body becomes what you feed it, the mind becomes what you expose it to. Choose carefully. Another way to strengthen your mind is through affirmations. This doesn't mean repeating empty words to yourself. It means creating statements that remind you of your strength and repeating them until your mind accepts them. For example, saying, "I am capable, I am resilient, I can handle this day." At first, it may feel uncomfortable, but over time, those words sink into your subconscious. And when tough times come, your mind will remind you of those truths instead of drowning you in doubt. It's also important to use gratitude as a daily thought practice. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's already here. Every morning or evening, think of 3 things you are grateful for. They don't have to be big. Maybe it's a meal you ate, a person who cares about you, or even the fact that you made it through another day. Gratitude builds strength because it teaches your mind to notice the good, even when life is hard. Another step in strengthening your mind is protecting it from self-comparison. One of the fastest ways to weaken your thoughts is comparing yourself to others. Social media makes this worse because you constantly see people showing the best parts of their lives while you're living through your hardest days. If you keep comparing, your mind will only tell you that you're behind, that you're not enough. The truth is, everyone's journey is different. The only person you need to compare yourself to is who you were yesterday. Ask yourself daily, am I growing? Am I doing better than I did before? That's how you build strength, by measuring your own progress, not someone else's. Your mind is also strengthened through focus. Hard times can scatter your thoughts in every direction. What happened yesterday? What might happen tomorrow? Everything that could go wrong. You need to train your mind to focus on today. Focus on the one thing you can do now. If your thoughts drift to fear or regret, bring them back. Strength grows when your mind learns. Discipline, choosing not to wander into places that only weaken you. Consistency is key. One positive thought today won't change your life, but repeating positive thoughts daily will. Imagine strengthening your mind the same way you strengthen your body. You don't go to the gym once and expect to be strong forever. You go consistently. In the same way, you must feed your mind positive thoughts every day, no matter what. Over time, your mental muscles grow, and you find yourself standing stronger in situations that used to break you. Here's an example. Imagine 2 people facing the same setback, losing a job. One person thinks, "This is the end. I'll never find another chance." Their thoughts make them hopeless. They don't try, and they sink deeper into despair. The other person thinks, "This is painful, but I can find a new path. I'll start small, and I'll grow from here." That thought gives them energy to move. Same problem, two different outcomes because of daily thoughts. Positive thinking doesn't mean ignoring pain. It means refusing to let pain control you. It means saying, "Yes, this is hard, but I am stronger than this moment." That kind of thinking keeps you grounded, motivated, and able to move forward even when life is against you. Start small. Begin your mornings with one positive thought. It could be as simple as, "Today, I will give my best." Throughout the day, when negativity shows up, replace it with a thought that helps you end your day by thinking of what went right instead of only what went wrong. These little habits build mental strength that no difficulty can take away. The truth is, life will always have challenges. You can't avoid that, but you can prepare your mind to handle them. If you train your mind with positive daily thoughts, you won't crumble when life gets hard. You'll stand tall, steady, and focused because your mind has been trained to see possibility instead of defeat. The secret to staying strong begins in your head. Feed your mind strength every single day, and it will give you strength when you need it most. Chapter 4. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. When life gets hard, the people around you matter more than you realize. The truth is, you can have all the personal strength in the world, but if the people you spend time with drain you, your strength will weaken. Being around the wrong energy makes struggles feel heavier, problems feel bigger, and hope feel distant. On the other hand, surrounding yourself with people who lift you up changes everything. They remind you of your value, encourage you when you falter, and help you see possibilities you might miss on your own. Think about the people closest to you. How do they make you feel? When you leave their presence, do you feel energized or exhausted? Do you feel inspired to take action or stuck in doubt? The people you spend the most time with influence your thoughts, habits, and decisions more than anything else. That's why it's critical to choose your circle carefully. Some people are unaware of how toxic energy impacts them. It can be subtle. A friend who always complains, a relative who criticizes your choices, or a colleague who undermines your confidence. These people may not be intentionally harmful, but their words and actions can slowly erode your strength. If you want to stay strong when life is hard, you need to notice these patterns. Pay attention to how different people make you feel, and take action to protect your energy. Surrounding yourself with uplifting people doesn't mean abandoning responsibility or avoiding tough conversations. It means choosing relationships that are supportive, motivating, and aligned with your growth. It means spending time with people who believe in progress, who encourage action instead of passivity, and who remind you that you have the power to improve your situation. Positive relationships provide several important benefits during hard times. First, they offer perspective. When you are struggling, it's easy to see only the problem. People who lift you up help you step back and see the bigger picture. They remind you that the situation is temporary, that your efforts matter, and that solutions are possible. Perspective keeps you grounded and prevents you from feeling hopeless. Second, supportive people provide accountability. When life is hard, it's easy to procrastinate, give up, or isolate yourself. People who care about you will check in on your progress, encourage consistency, and hold you to your commitments. They push you forward when you feel like stopping. That accountability builds resilience because you realize you don't have to face challenges alone. Third, uplifting people inspire confidence. Their encouragement reinforces your belief in yourself. When you doubt your ability, Hearing someone say, "You can do this, I know you have it in you," can be enough to spark action. Confidence is a muscle, and being around the right people strengthens it every day. It's also important to understand that not everyone will lift you up in the same way. Some people provide guidance through advice. Others lead by example, showing you what is possible. Some give emotional support simply by listening. You need a mix of people who contribute positively to your life in different ways. Being selective about your circle may require hard decisions. You might need to distance yourself from people who consistently bring negativity, doubt, or distraction. That doesn't mean you have to be rude or cut ties abruptly. It means prioritizing your well-being and creating space for relationships that strengthen you. Hard times are already challenging. The last thing you need is energy from others dragging you down. At the same time, you must be intentional about building relationships with people who lift you up. Attend spaces where motivated, positive, and growth-focused people gather. Engage with mentors, colleagues, friends, or communities that encourage learning, discipline, and resilience. Ask questions, offer support, and be present. Strong relationships are built through reciprocity. When you lift others, they lift you in return. Being around positive people also changes your habits. You will notice that the energy of those who encourage growth motivates you to act differently. You adopt routines, habits, and ways of thinking that match their energy. If you spend time with driven, disciplined, and optimistic people, their habits influence you. You start thinking bigger, acting bolder, and refusing to settle for less than your potential. There will always be people who doubt you, criticize you, or hold you back. That's normal, and sometimes unavoidable. But you can choose how much time and attention you give them. Protect your energy. Spend more time with those who build you up, even if it means fewer social interactions in total. A small circle of positive, supportive people is worth more than a large group that drains your energy. Emotional support is another critical part of uplifting relationships. When life is hard, you need people who will listen without judgment, who will encourage you instead of giving empty cliches, and who remind you of your worth. It doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes just knowing someone believes in you is enough to carry you through the toughest days. It's also important to understand your own role. Being around supportive people is powerful, but you must also contribute positivity. Strengthening relationships requires effort. Be the kind of person who lifts others up as well. Encourage, inspire, and believe in others. When you do, your support network grows stronger, and the positive energy comes back to you when you need it most. Imagine the difference in your life if every day you spent time with people who genuinely care about your growth. They encourage you when you feel weak, celebrate your small victories, and remind you that challenges are temporary. You would notice a shift in your mindset. Problems would feel smaller, confidence would rise, and even the hardest moments would be manageable because you are not facing them alone. You can also build a supportive environment digitally. Social media, online communities, and virtual groups can provide encouragement if used carefully. Follow creators who motivate, join communities that focus on growth, and engage with people who inspire action. Distance yourself from negativity online just as you would in real life. Your mental space matters, and the right digital environment can help maintain it. It's important to realize that surrounding yourself with uplifting people doesn't remove hard times. Life will still challenge you, but it changes how you experience those challenges. Problems feel lighter, solutions become clearer, and your strength grows faster because you are supported. Strength is not only about inner power, It's also about the energy you accept from those who care about you. Finally, remember that relationships are a choice. You have the power to create your circle intentionally. You have the power to spend time with people who lift you up, inspire growth, and encourage resilience. When life is hard, the right people give you the energy to endure, the courage to act, and the faith to keep going. They make the difference between feeling broken and feeling capable. The secret to staying strong when life gets hard isn't just in what you do alone. It's also in who you choose to surround yourself with. Invest in relationships that bring out your best, cut ties with those who drain your energy, and protect your mental and emotional space. Being around the right people doesn't just make life easier, it makes you stronger, more focused, and ready to face anything that comes your way. When you consistently invest in uplifting relationships, your life transforms. You'll notice that your resilience grows faster, your confidence rises higher, and your ability to handle life's challenges expands. Hard times will still exist, but you will never feel alone. And strength, real strength, comes from the combination of inner discipline and the support of people who lift you up. Chapter 5. Take care of your body through rest and exercise. When life gets hard, your mind is not the only thing under pressure. Your body carries a huge part of the burden. Stress, anxiety, long hours, and constant challenges weigh you down physically as much as emotionally. If you ignore your body, your energy drops, your mood suffers, and staying strong becomes almost impossible. Taking care of your body through rest and exercise is not just a recommendation, it is essential for resilience. The first thing to understand is that your body and mind are connected. When your body is exhausted, your thoughts become heavy and unclear. When your body is tense, your emotions feel sharper, your patience shorter, and your ability to handle challenges weaker. On the other hand, when your body is cared for, your mind functions better, your emotions stay steadier, and your strength to face difficulties increases naturally. Rest is often undervalued, especially in a world that glorifies busyness. Many people think pushing harder and ignoring fatigue is a sign of strength. In reality, ignoring rest weakens you. The body needs recovery. Sleep is not optional, it is where your body repairs itself, your muscles heal, and your brain consolidates memories and decisions. Lack of proper rest makes you more prone to mistakes, irritability, and even illness. A consistent sleep schedule is critical. Going to bed and waking up at roughly the same time each day signals your body to function optimally. It improves focus, stabilizes mood, and builds endurance to face challenges. Even in difficult seasons, prioritizing 7 to 8 hours of sleep is a strategic action that keeps you strong. Without it, everything else, your focus, your routine, your positivity, becomes harder to maintain. Rest is not just about sleep. It is also about giving your body and mind breaks during the day. Short pauses between tasks, moments to breathe deeply, and periods to step away from stressors help prevent overwhelm. These breaks recharge your energy and allow you to handle life's challenges without burning out. Think of rest as fuel. It isn't laziness, it's preparation for action. Exercise is the other pillar of physical strength. Moving your body regularly is not about achieving a perfect physique. It is about building endurance, energy, and resilience. Exercise releases endorphins, which are natural mood boosters. It strengthens your heart, muscles, and immune system. It gives you energy to face challenges and creates a sense of accomplishment, even in small ways. You don't need to spend hours in a gym or do extreme workouts. The most important thing is consistency. Walking, stretching, bodyweight exercises, or short cardio sessions can have a profound impact when done daily. Physical movement keeps your body ready to handle stress and makes your mind sharper and more focused. Exercise also helps regulate emotions. When life is hard, frustration, sadness, and tension build up in your body. Physical activity provides an outlet for these feelings. After even 20 minutes of movement, your mind feels clearer, your mood lighter, and your ability to think solutions improves. Ignoring this connection between body and mind allows stress to accumulate and makes hard times feel unbearable. Nutrition is another crucial factor in caring for your body. What you eat directly impacts your energy, focus, and emotional resilience. Fueling your body with nourishing food gives you the strength to face challenges. Skipping meals, relying on junk food, or eating inconsistently drains energy and weakens your ability to cope. Eating balanced meals, staying hydrated, and avoiding excessive sugar or processed foods strengthens your foundation to endure stress. It's also important to listen to your body. Hard times can make you push through fatigue, pain, or hunger, thinking you must just keep going. That approach will backfire. Your body gives signals for a reason. Respect them. Sleep when you need rest. Move when you feel tense. Eat when you need fuel. Taking care of your body is an act of self-respect, not indulgence. Stress and challenges often create tension in the body. Tight shoulders, stiff neck, headaches, and fatigue are physical manifestations of emotional strain. Exercise and proper rest help release these tensions. Simple stretching, deep breathing, yoga, or even a short walk outdoors can reduce tension, increase circulation, and improve mental clarity. These small practices create resilience, because a body that moves freely and rests adequately supports a mind that stays strong under pressure. Daily routines that prioritize rest and exercise have compounding benefits. When you sleep well, eat well, and move your body consistently, you notice increased patience, better focus, more energy, and greater confidence. You feel more capable of handling problems instead of being consumed by them. The hard days no longer feel insurmountable because your body supports you instead of working against you. It's also critical to remember that caring for your body is not selfish. Many people feel guilty for taking time to sleep, exercise, or eat well, thinking they should focus solely on responsibilities. The truth is, ignoring your body will only make you less effective. Strengthening your body strengthens every area of life. You perform better, think clearer, and face challenges with more resilience. Taking care of yourself is preparation for the demands of life, not a luxury. Consistency matters more than intensity. It's better to move your body for 20 minutes daily than to push through hours of exercise inconsistently. It's better to sleep consistently for 6 to 7 hours than to try catching up on weekends. Small daily actions compound into long-term strength. Your body becomes a reliable tool to face life's challenges rather than a weak link that fails you when pressure builds. Hard times can also make you ignore your body's needs, thinking your focus should be entirely on solving problems. But the truth is, strength begins with your foundation. Your mind and body are inseparable. A tired, weak, or unbalanced body cannot carry the mental and emotional demands of difficult times effectively. Rest and exercise are investments in the strength that life demands from you. Pay attention to how your body feels during hard seasons. Are you restless, tense, or fatigued? These are signals that your routine is off. Adjust sleep, add movement, or improve nutrition. Treat your body as a partner, not an afterthought. Strength comes from the cooperation of mind and body working together. You also gain confidence through caring for your body. Even small victories, finishing a walk, completing a short workout, getting enough sleep, remind you that you can take control of at least one area of your life. That sense of control builds momentum, making you feel capable of handling other challenges. In summary, taking care of your body through rest and exercise is not optional when life gets hard. It is foundational. Rest repairs and strengthens your system. Exercise energizes, relieves tension, and supports your mental health. Nutrition fuels your resilience. When you prioritize these areas consistently, you create a strong foundation to face challenges, remain calm under pressure, and maintain focus when problems seem overwhelming. Strength is not only mental or emotional, it begins with the physical body that carries you through life. Nourish it, rest it, move it, and protect it. When your body is cared for, your mind gains clarity, your energy returns, and your ability to stay strong even in hard times becomes real. Life will always have challenges, but your body can become a source of power rather than a limitation. A strong, rested, and healthy body supports a strong mind and a resilient spirit. Every choice you make to rest, move, and nourish yourself compounds over time. Every day that you prioritize your body, you are investing in the strength to endure, to act, and to overcome. When life gets hard, you will stand taller, think clearer, and face each day with the energy and resilience you need. Chapter 6. Break big problems into small manageable actions. When life gets hard, it can feel like problems are mountains, impossible to climb. You wake up, look at everything that's going wrong, and the weight of it all feels unbearable. The mind races, stress builds, and the sense of being stuck becomes overwhelming. But the truth is, no problem is too big if you approach it the right way. The secret is breaking big problems into small, manageable actions. That is how strength is built, even when life seems impossible. Big problems feel paralyzing because the mind focuses on the entire picture. When you think of everything that could go wrong, your brain shuts down. You feel powerless, and the urge to avoid the problem grows. This is where most people fail. They try to solve everything at once, get frustrated, and quit. Strength doesn't come from tackling everything simultaneously. Strength comes from focusing on the small steps you can take today. Breaking problems down begins with clarity. You need to identify exactly what the problem is. Write it down. Name it. When you put it on paper, it becomes concrete rather than a swirling cloud of worry. Once it's clear, you can start identifying smaller parts of the problem, specific actions you can take that move you closer to solving it. For example, if your problem is financial stress, don't try to solve all your debts in one day. Break it down. List each debt, prioritize them, and decide on one action you can take today. Perhaps calling a creditor to discuss a payment plan or creating a simple budget. That one small step immediately reduces the feeling of overwhelm because you have something tangible to do. Another example could be a difficult relationship or conflict. The big problem feels like it could never be resolved. But if you break it down, you can identify small practical actions, write down what you need to communicate, choose the right moment to speak, focus on one issue at a time. By taking the problem piece by piece, it becomes manageable. The big, intimidating mountain transforms into small hills you can climb one at a time. Breaking problems into small steps also creates momentum. Action builds confidence. Even tiny steps show you that you are capable of handling challenges. Completing a small task related to a big problem gives your brain a sense of accomplishment, which motivates you to take the next step. Momentum compounds, and suddenly what seemed impossible becomes achievable. One of the keys to this approach is focus. Don't get distracted by thinking about every possible outcome or by trying to solve unrelated issues simultaneously. Focus on the step in front of you. Ask yourself, what is the one thing I can do right now that moves me forward? Doing that one thing today is more valuable than worrying about all the things you can't fix immediately. Prioritization is also critical. Some problems have multiple parts, and not all of them are equally urgent. Decide which actions will have the most impact and start there. For example, if you're dealing with multiple work tasks, focus on the ones that produce the biggest results or prevent the biggest consequences. This ensures your energy is spent where it matters most. Another important aspect is time management. Big problems often feel overwhelming because we imagine them taking forever to resolve. When you break them down, you can assign time to each small action. Even 15 minutes on a task today can make a real difference. Completing small tasks consistently is far more effective than waiting for the perfect block of time to solve everything. It's normal to feel resistance when starting small steps. The mind often wants immediate results. That's why discipline is necessary. Take action, even when it feels minor. Each step builds your ability to handle larger actions later. Progress, not perfection, is what matters. Keeping a written plan helps. When problems are big, it's easy to forget which steps to take. Writing down each action creates a roadmap. You can see exactly what's been done and what remains. The act of crossing off small steps also provides a visual sense of achievement, reinforcing your confidence and motivation. Breaking problems down also reduces emotional overwhelm. When you focus on the entire problem, emotions like fear, frustration, and anxiety dominate. When you focus on one manageable action, emotions are easier to control. You feel capable instead of defeated. This control over emotions is critical for staying strong in hard times. It's also important to celebrate small victories. Even completing a single step of a larger problem deserves recognition. These small celebrations reinforce your progress and remind you that you are moving forward, no matter how slowly it may feel. Strength grows when you acknowledge your effort, not just the end result. Big problems also often require persistence. One small action may not solve everything, but it sets the stage for the next step. Taking consistent small actions builds resilience because you see that challenges can be tackled incrementally. Life may not change overnight, but your ability to face it steadily improves each day. When breaking problems into smaller actions, be flexible. Sometimes a step doesn't go as planned. Adjust and move forward. The goal is not perfection, it's forward movement. Stubbornly trying to execute every step perfectly can create frustration. Adaptation keeps you progressing and preserves your mental strength. Accountability helps. Share your small step plan with someone you trust. Their encouragement and check-ins can keep you committed. They can remind you of progress you might overlook and help you stay motivated when the problem feels overwhelming. Strength grows faster when combined with external support and guidance. Visualization can also aid this process. Picture the problem broken into smaller parts, each step leading to resolution. Mentally seeing yourself completing each action reinforces your ability to take real steps. Your mind begins to accept that the big problem is solvable, which reduces fear and increases confidence. Remember, breaking problems into small actions doesn't make life easy. Challenges will still be tough, but it changes your experience. The problem is no longer an immovable mountain, it's a series of small solvable tasks. You regain control, you regain confidence, you regain strength. Every small step matters. The step you take today may not solve the entire problem, but it moves you closer. Tomorrow, Another step adds to the progress. Over time, consistent action turns what seemed impossible into reality. That is how resilience is built. That is how strength is maintained in hard times. The secret to staying strong when life gets hard is not avoiding problems or trying to solve everything at once. It's about taking control of the small actions you can handle now, consistently and intentionally. Each step strengthens your mind, builds momentum, and keeps you moving forward. Big problems feel overwhelming because we try to tackle them as a whole. Strength comes from breaking them down, taking one action at a time, and repeating this process until the solution becomes reality. Every small step is proof that you are capable, and that proof fuels further action. The more you practice breaking problems into manageable actions, the more resilient you become. Challenges that once felt impossible will feel solvable. Stress and fear decrease. Confidence increases. You'll discover that no matter how hard life gets, you have the tools to face it because you have learned to approach problems strategically, step by step. Strength is not created in moments of ease. It is created by handling difficulty one step at a time. Big problems will always exist, but by breaking them into small, manageable actions, you ensure that you are never overwhelmed. You are always capable. You are always moving forward. And in that forward movement, strength grows stronger every day. Chapter 7. Practice gratitude to shift focus from pain. When life gets hard, pain has a way of taking over your mind. It pulls your focus into what is wrong, what you have lost, and what hasn't worked out. Stress, anger, sadness, and frustration fill your thoughts and make it hard to move forward. But there is a powerful tool that can shift your focus and strengthen your resilience: gratitude. Practicing gratitude is not about ignoring pain or pretending life is perfect. It's about noticing the positives that exist alongside the challenges and using them to anchor your strength. Gratitude works because the mind naturally focuses on what it pays attention to. If you focus on loss, failure, and struggle, your emotions reinforce weakness and despair. But when you intentionally focus on what you appreciate, your mind notices opportunities, strength, and hope. This shift doesn't erase difficulty, but it changes your perspective, making challenges feel manageable instead of overwhelming. The first step is awareness. Notice the good that exists even in hard times. It can be as simple as waking up to a new day, having food to eat, or the support of a friend or family member. The more you notice, the more your mind starts to balance the focus between pain and positive reality. Gratitude is like a mental anchor. It prevents your mind from drifting entirely into fear and despair. Daily practice is essential. Gratitude is not something you do once when you feel motivated. It is a habit, cultivated every day. Many people wait to feel grateful, thinking they must first feel happy or successful. That is the wrong approach. Strength comes from practicing gratitude, even when life is hard. By consistently acknowledging the positives, you train your mind to see value even during struggles. Start by listing 3 things you are grateful for each day. They don't have to be huge or extraordinary. Simple things: a warm meal, a supportive conversation, or completing a small task, count. Writing them down makes the practice real. Seeing them in black and white reinforces your focus on what is present, what is working, and what brings you life. Gratitude also shifts your relationship with pain. Hard times feel heavier when they dominate your thoughts. But when you layer gratitude over those difficulties, you create space for perspective. You recognize that life is not only about suffering. Even in challenges, there are elements of life that matter, moments that are valuable, and reasons to keep moving forward. It's important to make gratitude specific. Generic statements like, "I'm thankful for life" are a start, but real strength comes from noticing precise details. For example, "I'm grateful my friend called to check on me today," or "I'm grateful I had energy to finish my work despite being tired." Specific gratitude connects you to reality and reinforces the tangible positives around you. Gratitude also reduces negative emotions. When pain is overwhelming, the mind often gets stuck in cycles of anger, frustration, and resentment. Practicing gratitude interrupts these cycles. Your brain begins to notice more of what is helpful and positive, and less of what drains your energy. Over time, this rewires your mind, making it naturally stronger in the face of difficulty. Another important aspect is gratitude for your own effort. During hard times, it's easy to focus only on results or outcomes. You feel frustrated if things don't go as planned, but strength comes from recognizing your effort, discipline, and persistence. Be grateful for yourself, acknowledge that you are trying, that you are taking action, and that you are moving forward even when it is hard. This practice boosts confidence and reinforces resilience. Gratitude also strengthens relationships. Expressing appreciation to the people who support you creates positive energy that benefits both sides. When someone knows they are valued, it deepens connection. Surrounding yourself with positive, uplifting relationships while practicing gratitude amplifies the sense of strength during hard times. You are reminded that you are not alone and that others contribute to your ability to endure. It is natural to resist gratitude when life is painful. The mind will argue that it is impossible to feel thankful in the middle of struggle. This is where discipline matters. Practicing gratitude does not deny reality. It shifts your attention. You acknowledge the pain, but you also acknowledge the positives that exist alongside it. That balance is what allows mental and emotional strength to grow. Visualization can enhance gratitude. Mentally picture what you are thankful for. Feel it, sense the relief, the support, and the progress these elements provide. Gratitude becomes more than a thought, it becomes a lived experience. Your body and mind respond. Stress decreases, energy returns, clarity emerges. You begin to notice solutions instead of just problems. Gratitude also creates a ripple effect in your actions. When your mind is focused on what is working, you make better decisions. You are more patient, more disciplined, and more willing to take consistent action. Hard times become challenges you approach strategically rather than obstacles that overwhelm you. Your behavior begins to reflect the mental shift gratitude has created. Consistency compounds results. One day of gratitude may bring temporary relief, but daily practice builds lasting resilience. By reinforcing your focus on positives each day, you train your mind to naturally see what supports your strength, even in the midst of difficulty. The more you practice, the stronger your mental foundation becomes. It's also important to combine gratitude with reflection. Think about the past, how many times you have overcome challenges, what resources, skills, or relationships helped you get through. Recognizing patterns of support and resilience reinforces your belief in your ability to handle current and future difficulties. Gratitude in reflection teaches you that strength is always within reach. Gratitude does not remove hard times. You will still feel pain, frustration, and fear, but it changes how you experience those emotions. When your mind is trained to notice positives, the intensity of negative emotions decreases. You gain perspective, focus, and energy. You are better equipped to face problems, take action, and endure challenges with dignity and determination. Hard times are part of life. You cannot always control what happens, but you can control your focus. Gratitude shifts focus from what is missing, lost, or painful to what exists, works and gives you strength. That shift is the difference between feeling overwhelmed and standing strong. Every day, make gratitude a deliberate practice. Notice what is working. Appreciate effort, relationships, and resources. Recognize even small positives. Your mind will start to see solutions instead of only problems. Your energy will return. Your confidence will grow. And your ability to stay strong when life gets hard will increase beyond what you thought possible. The secret to staying strong in the face of life's pain is not avoiding difficulty. It is changing how you experience it. Practicing gratitude daily shifts your focus, strengthens your mind, and renews your energy. It allows you to face life realistically, with awareness of both challenges and positives. Strength is built when you recognize what is valuable and hold on to it, even when the world feels heavy. Gratitude anchors you. Gratitude empowers you. Gratitude transforms the way you handle pain. By practicing it consistently, you are building resilience that no challenge can easily break. You may not control what life throws at you, but you control what you focus on. That focus determines your strength. Chapter 8. Stay consistent with your goals, even when struggling. When life gets hard, staying consistent with your goals feels almost impossible. Every challenge, setback, or unexpected event tests your focus and commitment. Struggle creates doubt, drains energy, and makes even small tasks feel like climbing a mountain. But consistency is the key that separates people who endure and succeed from those who give up. It is not about perfection, speed, or brilliance. It is about showing up, even when you don't feel like it. The first thing to understand is that consistency is not motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you wake up energized, ready to take on the world. Other days, exhaustion, stress, and doubt make it hard to do anything. Relying on motivation alone is a trap because it is unpredictable. Consistency, however, creates progress regardless of how you feel. It is the commitment to act every day, even when circumstances are difficult. When struggling, it is natural to want to quit. The mind whispers, "This is too hard," or "I'll try again tomorrow." Those thoughts are normal, but they do not define your strength. Staying consistent requires discipline, a decision to act, even in discomfort. Each day you take action, you reinforce your ability to overcome obstacles, proving to yourself that challenges cannot stop you. Consistency also builds momentum. Progress may feel slow or invisible at first, but every small action compounds over time. The work you do today, even if it seems insignificant, contributes to the results of tomorrow. Hard times are temporary, but the habits and consistency you build during struggle last. They become the foundation for long-term success and resilience. Clarity of goals is essential. When struggling, it is easy to lose focus and become distracted. Clear goals act as a compass. Write them down. Break them into smaller steps. Know what you are working toward and why it matters. When you have clarity, staying consistent becomes easier because every action has purpose. You are not wandering aimlessly. You are moving forward intentionally. Another important aspect is realistic expectations. Struggle often makes you feel like progress must be immediate. That mindset creates frustration. Staying consistent means accepting that results take time. Some days you will do more than expected. Other days you may only do a little. Both are valuable. What matters is showing up, day after day, regardless of quantity or pace. Accountability strengthens consistency. Share your goals with someone who cares about your growth. Their check-ins, encouragement, and reminders keep you on track. Accountability is not about pressure, it is about support. Knowing someone notices your efforts, pushes you to take action, even when energy is low or doubts are high. Consistency also creates confidence. Each day you act, you prove to yourself that struggle does not define you. Small victories, completed tasks, and steps taken toward your goals reinforce your ability to persist. Confidence grows gradually, rooted in repeated effort rather than occasional brilliance. This confidence becomes a shield against future hardships. It's important to focus on process, not outcome. Results are often delayed or unpredictable. Struggle may make progress seem invisible, which is discouraging. Focusing on the process, your daily actions, habits, and routines keeps you moving forward. The outcome will follow naturally if the process is maintained consistently. Consistency requires flexibility. Struggle comes in many forms: unexpected responsibilities, health issues, emotional stress, or financial challenges. Life may force you to adjust your approach, but it should not stop your commitment. Adapt your actions to circumstances, but never abandon the principle of daily effort. Persistence with flexibility ensures progress even when conditions are difficult. Self-discipline is the muscle that strengthens with practice. Each day you choose consistency over avoidance, resistance, or distraction. You reinforce this muscle. Over time, it becomes easier to act despite struggle. Consistency is like compounding interest. Each day's effort adds to the previous day's foundation, creating lasting strength and resilience. It's also crucial to celebrate progress, even in small ways. Struggle can make you hypercritical of yourself, focusing only on what remains undone. Recognize completed steps, milestones achieved, and efforts made. Celebration reinforces the habit of consistency, motivating you to continue even in hard times. Consistency also protects you from the emotional roller coaster of struggle. When challenges hit, your mind can swing between despair and false hope. Having a consistent routine or habit provides stability. Daily action creates predictability, control, and structure, anchors that keep you grounded while life tests you. Environment plays a role as well. Surround yourself with people, spaces, and tools that support your consistent action. Remove distractions, create reminders, and make it easy to take steps toward your goals. When your environment reinforces consistency, it becomes simpler to show up, even when energy and focus are low. Consistency strengthens resilience by proving you can endure. Every day you take action despite struggle, you reinforce the belief that you are capable. Challenges remain, but your ability to handle them grows. Strength is built incrementally through repeated effort and commitment, not through occasional bursts of energy or short-lived motivation. It is also important to manage expectations about setbacks. Hard times often bring obstacles that temporarily derail progress. Consistency is not about never failing, it is about continuing despite failure. Missing a day or making a mistake does not erase your progress. What matters is returning to your actions immediately and continuing your commitment without self-judgment. Daily reflection supports consistency. Take time to review your actions, evaluate what worked, and adjust if necessary. Reflection allows you to improve your approach without losing momentum. It reinforces learning, accountability, and forward motion. Even a few minutes a day of reflection strengthens the habit of showing up consistently. Struggle often amplifies fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of inadequacy. Consistency overcomes fear because repeated action builds competence. Fear diminishes when you prove to yourself that you can act despite discomfort, uncertainty, or challenge. Every day of consistent effort reduces the power of fear and strengthens your resolve. Consistency also nurtures patience. Big goals take time, and hard times can tempt you to quit too soon. Patience and persistence are inseparable. By staying consistent, you develop the mental endurance to continue, understanding that results follow effort over time. Patience combined with consistent action is the backbone of strength. It's essential to balance intensity and sustainability. Overexertion can lead to burnout, which breaks consistency. Struggle often tempts you to push harder than is sustainable. The key is steady, reliable effort every day. Small, consistent actions far outperform inconsistent bursts of extreme effort. Sustainability ensures you maintain strength for the long term. Your mindset matters. View consistency not as a burden but as empowerment. Each action you take is a step toward control over your life, even when circumstances are chaotic. Daily effort is proof that you are not defeated by struggle. You are actively shaping your future. Strength is built one day at a time. Struggle tests your resolve, but every day you act, you reinforce the belief that hardship cannot stop you. Consistency bridges the gap between intention and achievement, between potential and results. Even when life feels impossible, steady action proves that you are capable of enduring, growing, and achieving. When you stay consistent with your goals, you transform struggle into progress. Challenges remain, but they no longer dictate your actions or mindset. Your focus, discipline, and daily habits give you control. The consistency you practice during hard times becomes the foundation for lasting success, resilience, and strength. No matter the obstacles, staying consistent shows that struggle is temporary, but strength built through action is permanent. Every day you persist, every step you take reinforces your ability to handle life, reach your goals, and rise above challenges. Consistency is not just a strategy, it is the way to remain strong when life gets hard. Chapter 9. Learn from challenges instead of running from them. When life gets hard, the natural reaction is to run. Challenges feel overwhelming, uncomfortable, and sometimes unbearable. Fear, frustration, and doubt push you to avoid them, hoping they will pass or someone else will solve them. But true strength is not found in avoidance. Strength is built by facing challenges head-on and learning from them. Every difficult situation carries a lesson, and every lesson increases your resilience, wisdom, and confidence. Challenges are inevitable. Life does not wait for the perfect moment to test you. Hard times arrive without warning. Financial struggles, personal setbacks, failed plans, and emotional pain. Your response determines your strength. If you run from challenges, they grow larger in your mind, creating stress, fear, and helplessness. Facing them transforms obstacles into opportunities for growth and action. The first step is acceptance. Accept that challenges are a part of life, not a sign that you have failed or that life is unfair. This mindset allows you to shift from resistance to engagement. Avoidance creates anxiety because the mind anticipates danger. Acceptance reduces resistance, allowing you to focus energy on understanding and responding instead of fearing and fleeing. Learning from challenges requires reflection. Take time to analyze the situation. Ask yourself what went wrong, what could have been done differently, and what you can control moving forward. Reflection is not about blame or self-criticism. It is about understanding the situation clearly so that you can act wisely. Every challenge holds lessons that are not immediately visible until you pause and reflect. Challenges test your patience. When faced with difficulty, Your impulse may be to rush, escape, or force solutions. Strength comes from slowing down, observing the situation, and extracting what you can learn. Patience allows you to gather information, make informed decisions, and avoid repeating mistakes. Each challenge handled with patience strengthens your decision-making and emotional control. Resilience grows when you view challenges as teachers. Every setback contains valuable feedback. A failure at work may reveal gaps in skills, planning, or communication. A strained relationship may highlight areas where understanding, boundaries, or empathy are needed. Seeing challenges as lessons shifts your perspective from victimhood to empowerment. You stop being controlled by external events and start using them as tools to grow stronger. Facing challenges also builds courage. Fear is a natural response, but repeated engagement with difficulty reduces its power. The more you confront challenges, the more you realize that fear is temporary and manageable. Each challenge faced adds to your confidence. Courage grows in action, not in avoidance. Over time, challenges that once seemed terrifying become opportunities to demonstrate strength. It's also important to separate emotion from action. Challenges often trigger anger, frustration, sadness, or self-doubt. Emotional reactions are natural, but they should not control your decisions. Observing your emotions without being controlled by them allows clarity. Learning from challenges requires objective assessment, identifying actionable steps, and focusing on what can be done instead of what cannot. Every challenge teaches problem solving. Life does not present obstacles with instructions. You must figure out solutions. Each time you work through a difficult problem, your skills improve. You learn new strategies, develop creativity, and gain resourcefulness. Over time, challenges sharpen your ability to navigate life with greater efficiency and intelligence. Avoiding problems prevents these essential skills from developing. Challenges also build humility. Hard times remind you that you are human and that life does not always go as planned. Humility is not weakness, it is awareness. Recognizing limitations and learning from mistakes allows growth. Each challenge becomes a step toward maturity, emotional intelligence, and a more grounded perspective on life. Resisting challenges can also damage confidence. Avoidance creates a pattern of inaction that reinforces doubt. Each time you confront difficulty, however small, you reinforce the belief that you are capable. This repeated proof builds inner strength and self-assurance. Confidence is not granted by success alone. It is built through consistent engagement with challenges. It is also important to separate problems from identity. Struggle does not define you. Failure does not define you. Challenges are temporary experiences, not permanent labels. Viewing them as lessons rather than judgments on your worth allows you to engage without fear of failure. You learn without diminishing yourself. Each lesson absorbed strengthens both skill and character. Learning from challenges requires action. Reflection alone is not enough. Once you identify lessons, apply them immediately. Adjust behavior, strategies, or mindset based on what you learned. Action reinforces learning. It converts knowledge into real-world improvement. Strength grows not just from understanding challenges, but from actively using those lessons to navigate life more effectively. Gratitude can also be applied to challenges. Appreciating the opportunity to learn, grow, and improve, even in difficult circumstances, creates resilience. Gratitude does not ignore pain. It acknowledges that struggle is temporary and that growth is permanent. Each challenge becomes a building block for future strength, rather than a source of despair. Challenges also teach adaptability. Life rarely unfolds according to plan. The ability to adjust, pivot, and respond to unexpected circumstances is developed through experience. Difficulty faced teaches flexibility. Over time, you become capable of handling uncertainty without panic. This adaptability is a key component of mental and emotional strength. Support from others is valuable, but not a replacement for personal learning. Mentors, friends, and family can provide perspective and guidance, but the lessons are absorbed through your own effort and reflection. Each challenge becomes an opportunity to exercise independence, judgment, and resilience. Learning from hardship builds self-reliance and practical wisdom. It is important to maintain perspective. Challenges are often temporary, while lessons learned last a lifetime. Hard moments feel overwhelming in the present, but in retrospect, many become turning points that define character, skill, and resilience. By viewing struggle as a teacher rather than an enemy, you reclaim control over your experience. Challenges are also opportunities to test priorities. Hard times force you to decide what matters most, what actions are essential, and where your energy is best invested. These lessons shape your decisions moving forward. Each challenge clarifies values, strengthens resolve, and aligns action with purpose. Avoiding challenges keeps these insights hidden, delaying growth. Learning from challenges requires self-compassion. Mistakes and setbacks are inevitable. Treat yourself with patience and understanding, rather than criticism. The goal is growth, not perfection. By balancing accountability with self-compassion, you maintain motivation and continue moving forward despite difficulty. Strength grows through persistence, not self-flagellation. Reflection, action, and adjustment form a cycle that transforms challenges into lessons. Reflect on the situation, identify what can be learned, take action, and adjust future behavior. Repeating this cycle consistently builds wisdom, skill, and resilience. Over time, life becomes less intimidating because each difficulty is recognized as a chance to grow stronger and smarter. Facing challenges also strengthens mental toughness. When you refuse to run, when you meet difficulty head-on, you develop a mindset that fear and discomfort cannot control. Mental toughness is cultivated through repeated practice, not through comfort. Each challenge faced reinforces the belief that you are capable, resilient, and prepared for whatever comes next. In summary, learning from challenges instead of running from them is essential for staying strong when life gets hard. Avoidance weakens, while engagement builds resilience. Reflection, action, and adjustment turn obstacles into lessons. Courage, patience, and persistence grow as you confront difficulty. Confidence, wisdom, and adaptability increase with every challenge faced. Hard times are temporary, but the strength and skills gained from learning endure for life. Every challenge carries a lesson. The choice is yours: run from it and remain weaker, or face it and grow stronger. Strength is not absence of difficulty, it is the ability to endure, learn, and improve. Hard times may test you, but they also prepare you. By learning from challenges, you ensure that struggle strengthens you rather than breaking you. Chapter 10. Keep faith alive and trust the process always. When life gets hard, one of the most powerful tools you can hold on to is faith. Faith does not mean that life will suddenly become easy or that challenges will disappear. Faith is the belief that progress, growth, and solutions exist even when you cannot see them. It is the trust that your effort, persistence, and patience will eventually lead to results. Faith keeps you grounded, focused, and resilient when circumstances are difficult. Trusting the process is closely tied to faith. Many people fail not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because they give up too soon. Hard times often demand that we continue acting even when progress seems invisible. Trusting the process means understanding that growth is gradual, effort compounds over time, and consistency eventually produces results. You may not see immediate rewards, but each step counts toward your future. Faith is a mindset. It is the choice to believe that life has purpose and that your effort matters. Without faith, struggles feel permanent and overwhelming. With faith, you can maintain perspective, make better decisions, and stay motivated. It acts like a compass, guiding you through uncertainty and giving meaning to your actions. Faith does not remove challenges. It gives you the strength to face them without losing hope. One of the first steps to keeping faith alive is focus. Focus on the things you can control rather than the things you cannot. You cannot always control the timing of outcomes, other people's actions, or unforeseen circumstances. You can control your mindset, effort, and actions. Concentrating on what you can influence keeps your energy productive and prevents frustration from taking over. Trusting the process requires patience. Results do not appear overnight, and progress is rarely linear. Hard times may make it tempting to take shortcuts, abandon routines, or give up entirely. Faith and trust encourage you to endure these moments, knowing that consistent effort eventually leads to improvement. Each step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to the outcome you desire. Consistency is a companion to faith. Every day you act in alignment with your goals. Even when it feels difficult, you reinforce your belief in yourself and the process. These repeated actions accumulate into tangible results over time. Hard times test consistency, but persistence during struggle strengthens character, discipline, and resilience. Faith ensures that consistency is meaningful even when results are delayed. Reflection supports trust in the process. Take time to review your actions, progress, and past successes. Notice patterns where persistence led to positive outcomes. Recognize challenges you have already overcome. This reflection strengthens faith by providing evidence that your effort has produced results before and can do so again. Trust is built on repeated proof. Faith also requires emotional control. Hard times trigger fear, doubt, and frustration. These emotions can cloud judgment and undermine consistency. Keeping faith alive means acknowledging negative feelings without letting them dictate your actions. Strong faith allows you to act with purpose, even when emotions are intense or circumstances feel overwhelming. Another important aspect of faith is belief in growth. Hardships are not meant to stop you. They are part of the process of becoming stronger, wiser, and more capable. Each challenge faced teaches lessons, hones skills, and builds resilience. When you trust the process, you understand that current struggles are temporary and necessary for long-term success. Faith is reinforced through action. Believing without effort is wishful thinking. Every time you act, you demonstrate trust in the process. Completing tasks, maintaining habits, and pushing forward during adversity proves that your faith is not passive, it is active. This combination of belief and action strengthens confidence and reinforces resilience. Patience and persistence work together with faith. Hard times often test how long you can endure before doubt creeps in. Trusting the process allows you to maintain effort over the long term, understanding that setbacks do not erase progress. Each step builds momentum, and each small victory strengthens your belief that you are moving in the right direction. Faith also inspires hope. Hope is not blind optimism. It is the understanding that change is possible and that your effort matters. Hope keeps your mind open to opportunities, solutions, and new strategies. It allows you to continue despite difficulties, knowing that the path may be challenging, but the outcome is attainable. Trusting the process means avoiding comparisons. When struggling, It is easy to look at others and feel behind or inadequate. Faith focuses on your journey, your actions, and your progress. Everyone's path is different, and consistent effort on your own goals is far more productive than worrying about where others are. Trust in your process, not in external timelines. Support systems strengthen faith. Surround yourself with people who encourage persistence, resilience, and growth. Mentors, friends, and family can provide perspective, reassurance, and accountability. They remind you that progress is possible and help you maintain trust in the process when doubt arises. You are not alone in your journey, and support reinforces your ability to stay strong. Daily practice reinforces faith. Small, repeated actions, maintaining routines, completing tasks, reflecting on progress, expressing gratitude, build confidence in your ability to endure. Practices act as evidence that the process works. Over time, trust becomes natural, and resilience becomes a habit rather than a response to stress. Faith also requires letting go of control over outcomes. Hard times often create the illusion that everything must go perfectly to succeed. Trusting the process means accepting uncertainty while committing to consistent effort. Focus on action and effort rather than fixation on results. This mindset reduces anxiety and increases the likelihood of continued progress. Visualization strengthens trust in the process. Picture yourself achieving your goals, overcoming challenges, and moving forward despite difficulty. Imagine the steps you must take and see yourself completing them. Visualization reinforces faith by creating a mental roadmap, increasing clarity, and motivating consistent action. Challenges are opportunities to exercise faith. When life feels overwhelming, every step taken in trust and persistence is proof of strength. Hard times are temporary tests, not permanent obstacles. Each challenge faced with faith reinforces the belief that you are capable of navigating difficulties, learning, and growing stronger. Faith also encourages gratitude. Recognizing progress, effort, and lessons learned creates perspective. Gratitude reminds you that even in struggle, things are moving in your favor. It anchors your mind in the positives and reinforces trust in the process. Each acknowledgement of growth strengthens both mindset and resilience. Maintaining faith and trusting the process requires mental discipline. Doubts, fears, and distractions will arise, and challenges may feel endless. Each time you recommit to action, focus on your goals, and reinforce belief in your journey, you strengthen mental resilience. Discipline converts faith from abstract belief into consistent, actionable strength. Trusting the process also builds humility. Growth takes time, and results are rarely immediate. Recognizing this keeps you patient, grounded, and persistent. Humility prevents frustration when progress seems slow and helps you maintain steady effort even in adversity. Strength grows quietly in daily, consistent action. In conclusion, keeping faith alive and trusting the process is essential for staying strong when life gets hard. Faith provides perspective, hope, and emotional stability. Trust in the process ensures that consistent effort, patience, and persistence lead to growth and results over time. Hard times will come, challenges will arise, and setbacks are inevitable. What matters is your belief in your ability to endure, your commitment to daily action, and your understanding that the process is working even when progress is not immediately visible. Faith is the anchor, trust is the compass, and action is the engine that drives you forward. By keeping faith alive, you maintain strength in adversity. By trusting the process, you sustain consistency and momentum. By acting every day, you prove to yourself that struggle cannot stop you. Life may be difficult, but with faith, trust and persistence, you will endure, grow and succeed.